Theo Halito. What up, cuz? Peace to everybody. Peace to everybody. We want to thank y'all for joining in. Yes, Theo Halito. Hinsey. And all of that good stuff. Ostasanale. All right, so we got our disclaimer up. What's up, cuz? You quiet?
What's going on? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yep. All right, so we got our disclaimer up, and we're going to do a quick recap of some of the books that we did
You can
touch
hear
on
me?
last week. Yeah, so we did
You can
touch.
hear me? Y'all can
Yes.
hear me?
All right, so we did touch on this book, Ceremonial Songs of the Creek and Yuchi Indians. I looked up this book because of the Yuchi. A lot of the Southeastern tribes, they got some of their truth from the Yuchi. So we looked at the ceremonial songs of the Yuchi, the dances, and the songs. So we came from this book last week. All right, so if y'all want book reference, this is one. And it talked about the stomp dance, the Negro dance, the nigger dance, the chicken dance, all these different animal dances. And they had the actual songs in here and what took place during the songs and the ceremony. So we got that book. And then we got this book. This is page 55. This is the Creek and the Seminoles book, where it actually uses the word nigger dance. So this is what we talked about last week. So we're gonna share our book sources and go from there. Cuz you got anything to say?
Let's roll with it.
Let's
Let's roll
roll.
with it.
Let's roll with it. All right. All right. Let's go back here. And I'm just going to show the page that it actually called this dance the nigger dance. So I'm going to go to that page and then we can go to the other books.
All right.
Oh, I'm glad you can hear me now. It's on point now. Page 38. We're going to go to page 38. All right. All right. So if y'all look up this book on page 38, you will find this recap. And I'm going to just read this paragraph and then we can speak on it. and then go to the next one. Okay, this is talking about the different dances. It says, like the ball game dances, served both religious, spiritual, and social functions. Some were sacred, part of the green corn ceremony, or to honor the bear and eagle, and were associated with the master of breath. Other dances were simply for fun. The repertoire of the Muskokee dances was large. The natives welcomed strangers who could teach new ones. All right. The horse, the drunken, and gun dances reflected European influences. And the lively stomp dance was considered by some the nigger dance. So if y'all missed last week, in the other book, the ceremonial songs, it called it the drunken dance also. It says, as perhaps it was the chicken dance. The eagle tail dance, often seen at busk and in treaty negotiations, was identified with peace and customary performed by white clans. Members of red clans frequently enacted the scalp or war dance. A majority of the dances bore animal names: bear, skunk, alligator, bison, rabbit, and so forth. The snake dance was prescribed during the summer so as not to antagonize these reptiles, and the bear dance was not performed in winter while the bear was hibernating. Some dances were for men only, others for women. And other the sexes were mixed. So some of the dances were female and male joining in together. The tendency was for dances, obangas, to lose their spiritual and ritualistic meanings and to be performed purely for enjoyment. So they had ceremonial, spiritual, and then they had the social fun enjoyment. All right. Whatever the obangas function, the Indians dance night after night, perhaps into the early morning, accompanied by skin covered wooden or pottery drums, gourd and turtle shell rattles, and a singer, men and women separately or together, painted red, yellow, white, and black, in a slow shuffle or wildly animated motions could be seen in the square grounds and rotundas. When scores of shell shaker girls joined men in a dance with a rapid tempo, the noise was deafening. It was loud up in there. Able bodied, Muskogees abstaining from the obangas were oddities. So, and then over here, this is a drawing of a Seminole dance at Fort Butler, Florida, 1838. So you got them in that infamous circle. So if you've been to, ceremonies and powwows, you know about um, when they do the dances, and then at the end they have the circle dance, the sacred circle. Everybody's dancing in the sacred circle, and they ask people to join in at the end. So this is a picture of a dance. But I wanted to recap this because we did speak on this last week. Is here is the book source. So this is not some shit we making up. This is documented. And then the other book that I had pulled up first with the Yuchi,
Right. It's documented.
yeah, is documented. So the other book with the Yuchi, it describes the dance, and what it was describing was like a fertility rite type of dance. And a lot of cultures do have different fertility rites and different dances and ritual ceremonies that they do. Um, yeah, and it has, in my opinion, people tapping into their DNA memory have been doing these dances. So let's go to the page, table of contents, and we're going to look at this. All right, so it shows the Creek dances, and this is the book Ceremonial Songs of the Creek and Yuchi Indians. All right, so we have the Creek dance songs, and then we have the Yuchi dance songs. And we're going to look at the drunken or crazy dance on page 204. All right. This is the drunken dance. This is a favorite dance with not only the Yuchi, but also the Creeks and probably other southern tribes. Let me make this bigger. All right. Even with other southern tribes, is one known as the crazy or drunken dance. To most Indians, this is purely a pleasure dance. All right. Uh, it can be seen as both, okay, or one or the other. The men who participate in it are usually as much under the influence. Now, there are different herbal and root drinks that are drunken or people drink during this time. And then other people tap into whiskey and other things. This is called sacred inebriation, right? So it says the idea of the thing being to submit directly to its mysterious magic inflatus. So some use herbal drinks, some use a whiskey or some other drink among the Creeks and the Yuchi as a stimulant to the senses as well as to the singing and motion of the dancers, seeming to be similar to that of mezcal. Uh, Poke is one, tequila is in that family, or peyote among the tribes farther southwest. So they compared to
Yeah.
how, yeah, that's that's my shit. Okay, so they compared to the Southwest. They deal with the mezcal and the poke, tequila, and peyote. And then they were saying that in the Southeast, um, they mentioned whiskey. All right. It says not all of the dancers, however, became drunk, nor is it even necessary to have a drink. The aim of the dancers seemed to be to reach a high pitch of excitement, to catch the spirit. Okay. Which is, of course, helped out by sacred inebriation, whether they use whatever drink of choice. With the Creeks, this and the crazy dance are supposed to be the occasion for taking extreme liberties with the persons of women participants. All right, so this was like a co-ed dance. The women and the men danced together. But with the Yuchi, the feeling appeared to be somewhat milder. I would say it would they focused on more sacred things, in my opinion. It said that the Yuchi, the feeling appeared to be somewhat milder with the Yuchi. But the Creeks, it says it was taken to extreme liberties. All right, it says though its obscene side was not entirely lacking. So these were fertility type dances. Um, they use the word obscene, but things done in the right context is not obscene. It's like nature. It's natural. All right. There are, as at all such gatherings, some women whose chief object in coming to the dances is to gratify their passions with different men or men with different women. It may be with the Yuchi, at any rate, that this is a dance coming usually among the later performances in the small hours of the morning, so late at night. This is what it's saying. It occurs at a time under the conditions that are naturally less restrained. They presume, though, since one has to judge from a relative standpoint, that by some of the conclusion of this dance upon certain occasions will be described as a scene of uproarious debauchery. But this is somebody that's an outsider calling it debauchery. They're not calling it a fertility rite dance, them catching the spirit and all of that. So they gonna always refer to it as something derogatory. All right. It says the leader accompanies his song with the hand rattle. Two women with the leg rattles enter the line of the dancers at their third or fourth circuit, coming from between the north and east lodge. They fall in directly behind the leader and they keep time, stomping each foot vigorously. The volume of sound is quite intense. Before the first song is concluded, these women leave the area, only to return again as before when the second song has gotten started. While no words nor expressions appear in the version offered, it is never the less a common practice in this dance to introduce ideas, sometimes of suggestive fertility, they say I've seen nature, sometimes in ridicule of different persons. So this is like their take on it because they're on the outside looking in. You got anything to add, cuz?
Well, those dances and everything, like the chicken dance and every other dance, that we did, and some of the family members, like the elders in them, they did those dances like in the 40s and the 50s, like the funky chicken, what I'm saying, and everything. So that's amazing how they still kept the culture going despite of everything that happened, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I call that DNA memory. Yeah, so yeah, I want this source. It is ceremonial songs of the Creek and Yuchi Indians. So they break down the dance, what they doing, what they actually doing, and then they have the song. So they have the song right here, one of the songs, and they have the words right here.
Yeah, you heard me?
I can't hear you. What'd you say?
You had the chicken, and then you had the funky chicken.
Yes, so that's a recap of what we did speak on last week with these two
I said you
books.
had the chicken and you had the
We heard you. So we can look at some of the other dances. Because this is the end of July. Usually by the end of July, everybody has had their green corn. And then you do have a ripe corn ceremony for some tribes. So these are dances and songs that are performed during that time. So these are they also have in this book things for healing. You have the Creek medicine songs and formulas. This is similar to the James Mooney's book where he deals with the formulas and the medicine of the Aniawaya, the Kitawa, Jalagi, the Cherokee. And so this book also deals with the medicine songs and formulas. So they have the hog, the beaver, the snake, bird, headache, sun, deer, bear, spirit, fish, turtle hunting, snake medicine, in the water, wolf, horse, raccoon, and wildcat. And these were the Creek. Let's go back to the Yuchi right here. The Yuchis are the turtle, garfish, drunken or crazy dance, the dance song, ball game dance, horse dance. So, like this one is just showing some Yuchi ceremonies in the dances. And on the other one that I put up last week, it actually had, I think it was Najoni, um, for the Negro dance, the stump dance, crazy dance, drunken dance. And they breaking this down what I just read from that book. And this is on Access Genealogy. They talk about the fasting and taboos, new fire rites, scarification, emetic, yeah. So, anybody got any comments or questions? So, we could look at a medicine dance. and the view of the origin of diseases and medicines. We could look at that. 226. Let's look at spirit. All right. Okay, we got the Creek medicine songs and formulas. Okay, so this is one view. It's saying, according to the origin myth, when the various animals and creatures during the mythical age arbitrarily introduced disease upon the earth, they incidentally agreed to make cures or medicines. So there's such thing as medicines and poison, or medicine and disease. Okay, and it says consisting of song formulas which appeal to the animal or spirit causers, and the herb medicines or magic objects which are steeped in a decoction and drunk by the sufferer. So whoever's suffering is going to drink these medicines. And some of those liquors that they mentioned for those other dances was used for sacred inebriation. So some of those, they call those spirits because those are made from things of the earth. Um, which every plant, herb, root has a spirit. It's either medicine or it's poison. So they just basically talk about that, and they give examples. The causes that are embraced are panther, wildcat, cat, bear, hog, raccoon, possum, skyhog, horse, beaver, otter, dog, deer, yearling deer, bird, owl, turkey, buzzard, fish, snakes in general. Water wolf, water moccasin, and rattlesnake. So they give you. Oh shit! I went all the way back. I was trying to make it bigger. I mean smaller, so I can zoom in. Cuz you got anything to say? Anybody got any comments or questions in the chat? Peace to everybody tuning in. We appreciate y'all. We got our moderator in the building, our Yahtzee cousin Lashonda. So she's always in the building, whether she say something or not. We appreciate you. All right. So they're saying in the medicine practices of the southeastern tribes or the southern
Now
tribe.
that's book.
Hmm.
That's books. Let's keep on saying that I'm having trouble.
No, they just trying to get somebody to pay to have premium shit. That's what they doing. He'll be back momentarily. Peace to everybody in the chat. So they did take some of this from Mooney's Sacred Formula of the Cherokee and some other books. You can look down at the footnotes. Down here, the references are here. Keep doing that. All right, here we go. So they do have, let me make this a little smaller. So this is a medicine pot, the medicine man or woman's medicine pot, where they will put these herbs and roots in there to drink for healing or medicine curing purposes. And it's saying that basically learning these formulas and botany secrets, botanic secrets. On the flip side of that, y'all know I delve into my Creole heritage. If you want to go to the Botanica and, you know, go out in nature and get you some herbs and roots, if you know what the certain herbs and roots look like. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I know you got them, you know, you got them trolls on lock. Yeah. All right. So basically when Pod come back, I don't know what's going on, but I know within the last month, we've been having trouble with StreamYard. My end, everything is good. But when Pod come on, I don't know if it's his internet, his connection, or what. If he's in a bad area, what. But it's been fucking with his video and audio. So I'm gonna see. Did anybody have any comments or questions? I'm gonna see what's up with him. Yeah, so basically, this book is good for ceremonial songs and dances. My nose is sweating. My nose is the first thing to sweat. My daddy say because I'm mean. All right, all right. Let's see. It was 101 today, and I'm over this heat, but I'd rather deal with this heat than snow and ice. I'm good, and I got the air on and a fan by me, so I don't know what's going on. All right, let's see. So if y'all want to explore this book, it has the ceremonial songs for healing and healing spiritual purposes and for social gatherings amongst, you know, our relations. So I'm gonna see if he coming back. But we wanted to do a recap of last week. This the dances because this is the end of green corn season, and then you have ripe corn ceremonies also for some tribal nations. So, has anybody did the drunken dance, the crazy dance? Did you participate in ceremony when this was done? Did you have on turtle shells and dance? Did you do the clean version or did you do the fertility rites? Anybody care to share? So on well, I'm waiting on y'all to share. The next one we're gonna be doing is tapping into the Caddo Confederacy, the Caddo Nation as a whole, the different sects of the Caddo Nation. So that'll be next. And I guess y'all ain't nobody participated in the drunken dance, the crazy dance, or the stomp dance, whether it's the Mao version or the advanced version. Ain't nobody got no comments or about it. So let me say something real quick. All right, let me go here. Oh, this is us. Okay, so we did look at the Yuchi ceremonies. And let's see. Additional text. Let's see. Let's look at this. Y'all quiet today. I guess nobody did. Okay. It says, okay. Not yet. Hopefully, this upcoming green corn, you should be there. More days this go around. Okay. Yeah, I got to come back to the green corn. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got to come back. I know. I ain't staying on the res. I will go and visit, but I ain't staying on the res because we had them Sasquatch Yeti uh encounters. So I will not be there at night. Oh, he back. Okay. Yeah, and if I do, I won't be staying at the tent that's in the back, that's closer to the wooded area of the res. I won't be in that one. I gotta be the one up front. They got all the lights and shit. That's by civilization. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Well, I think we can. I'm gonna see what's going on with Pie. Okay, his thing was acting crazy. Pie.
Yeah,
Okay.
it,
All
you
right.
got me on. I'm on
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. You on now? We can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes. Yes.
You hear me loud and clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you have? Okay. Did you have anything
I had to
else?
go do a little something.
Okay. So did you?
No,
Did you?
no. Those books are very good. See here.
Yeah. I
Can you
had
hear me?
asked. Yes. Yes. I had asked everybody the question: have they ever done the drunken dance, the stomp dance, or the crazy dance? Whether it was the clean version or the other version, and nobody didn't say nothing. But cousin Lashonda said not yet, but she hopes to do it this coming upcoming green corn.
Yeah, did his thumb dance.
Yeah, and I asked, have y'all did the clean version or the other version? Did nobody say nothing? And I said I gotta come to the green corn again. I said, but I ain't staying on the reds, and she started laughing at me. Yeah. So I mean, that was just a recap, and we can get into. We did look at
Why you not?
some medicine
Why you not staying
songs.
on the res?
You know why I'm not fucking staying on the rest. I'm a visit, but you know why. Your ass know why. Cause your homies gonna come and visit me. Uh, Sasquatch, Yeti, Jagila. So I think we can. I mean, we did explore a little bit of the different medicines that are taken during, because fasting is done during green corn, and then there's a celebratory part. You have the scarification. You got the new fire rites, fasting and taboos, and the ceremonial songs and dances. So we kind of went over that. I think we can close out basically, unless we're gonna go over some medicine formulas. So basically, it talks about the medicine person steeping these herbs and roots in a pot of water. And then it says produces his blowpipe, a section of cane about 30 inches in length, and in the secrecy of his private quarters, lest someone else learn the procedure. They sing sacred songs, magical songs, or repeats a formula over the draught between verses, giving the decoction a blowing through the pipe to make it bubble up with air. The virtue of the song is thought to be transferred into the medicine. So this is similar to a lot of hoodoo. I related to that. Y'all know I'm gonna add the Creole element to this. Creole, I'm Creole and Indigenous. So my culture, my ancestors' culture. So I'm following in those footsteps. So this is them doing it says that the medicine person would blow through the pipe and make it bubble up with air. So also singing these sacred songs into that blowpipe so that it can get into the herbs and the roots, that tea that they making, that medicine. It says it is transferred into the medicine when which is then ready to be administered to the patient internally and sometimes externally too, according to the medicine man or woman's practices. The purpose is to throw the disease out of the sufferer into a small or into an animal. And a lot of, I won't even say a lot, but other cultural practices are similar where they put the disease into an animal and then they have these sacrificing or whatever. Okay. And a lot of things are similar. So this is giving an example of it. But this is for ceremonial and spiritual purposes. So it is put into an animal, but not the one that causes it, lest he send it back with double severity. In regard to the words of the songs, little in detail can be said. In most cases, they express disconnected ideas, sometimes descriptive of the animal's cause, sometimes as though the medicine person were describing its movements, which she is watching from a distance. So they were talking about how some animals cause these diseases. And then a form of healing from these diseases is basically being put in back into an animal in some cases. So they just give different examples, and these are similar to other practices, Creole in nature. Okay, it's very similar. Yep, this woman. Yep. So I like looking into the spiritual formulas and stuff like that, and the words that they use, the songs. That's the stuff that interests me. So they just give examples of They might repeat a song 4 times, 3 times. It just depends on um what medicine song they're using.
Stones.
Yeah, you can look back at the beginning. We did break down the stomp dance, the drunken dance, the crazy dance. And then we did look at some of the ceremonial uh, medicine.
Mhm.
So these are some good book sources for y'all. And y'all can also share um a tribe y'all want us to examine. Um, and we can look into that. We kind of did that on the last one. One young lady wanted us to look at the Biloxi. We did briefly look at them, and so I know next I got the Caddo on my list and sharing some books about the Caddo Nation. So anything you want to add, cuz before we close out? Anything you got to say? Anything you can share?
No, no, that's good.
That's good.
You can hear me? You hear
Yes.
me? They don't make the request on what they like to hear. You know what I'm saying? What we like to build on. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I guess it is what it is. You know, we put out the information. Yeah, archives that's out there. You know, we put out information about how the Indians was called Negroes. You know, but yet you got people who don't know that the Indians in the Southeast was called Negroes, right? But know about the Southeast, you know what I'm saying? But I'm tired of going back and forth with me. I'm just tired of the whole shenanigans. You know, they're gonna believe what they want to believe. You show proof, you show documents. So fuck them.
That's what I've been saying.
That's how I feel now. You know what I'm saying? People supposed to be, if they're supposed to be what it is, then why they call them niggas then or Negroes? Explain that. Explain that. Why they call the Indians of the Southeast niggas or Negroes? Why? And that was before that was before the transatlantic slave trade.
Yep.
That was before the transatlantic slave trade. That they was calling these people niggas.
Yep.
You know, you know, if they didn't look like Negroes, why they call them Negroes? If they say they look like Negroes, why they call them Negroes? If they looking like y'all, why they call them Negroes? Better yet, if the people that's supposed to have been these when slavery was going on, how did Africans was able to hide amongst Asians? You can't put Negro beside an Asian and thinking he's gonna. It's common sense. But y'all not from the Southeast. Y'all not from the South Coast. But it's cool with me. Go get with your mom and your pa. That's where I'm at now. Go talk to your elders and everything.
Yep.
And we keep on giving y'all chances after chances. You ain't gotta accept me. I'm good.
I'm good.
But one thing you're gonna do, you're gonna respect me. That
Yeah, you gonna put some
part.
respect on my name.
Now if I show up at any powwows, it better not be disrespectful. That part.
Yep. And so y'all can look at another source
Yeah, I'm
that
good too.
I love, I love to pull up. We love to pull this up all the time with the Negro de Terror or the Negro versus the Negro Guinea. Y'all can look at this. This is another source for y'all. This is documentation. So this is one of the favorites I like to pull up right here. You was froze for a minute, but you back.
Yeah, but know, we we honor those who honor us, and if you don't honor us, it's
All
it's
right,
cool.
it's cutting in and out now. Yeah, I'm glad you had a conversation with her, Lashonda. They're my people. Now, of course, in every tribal nation and every classification of people, there's always evil people and good people, and you cannot label a
Hey,
whole
your nephew was
people. You can't label a whole people
yeah,
just
you're
because
right,
of
right now.
one
Yeah, yeah,
person's
from the
fucking fuck
southeast. Yeah,
ups.
yeah,
Yeah, you can't, just label everybody because of one evil person or one evil small group. They're fuck ups. You can't put that off on everybody. So I think we can close out on that. Um, I'm glad you checked her, cousin Lashonda. I think we can close out because what's up? We've been on here actually an hour. We did have some technical difficulties on your end, but for the most part, at moments, we did hear you clearly. At moments. So y'all can look at
Yeah.
these sources. We closing out. Any last words?
Cause I don't know where all the hatred is coming from. Like really, I don't know where all the hatred is coming from.
It's been taught to them.
Where all the hatred is coming from. You hear me? You hear me? Can you hear me? I don't know where's hatred coming from.
Here they go again. We're gonna close out. You couldn't. You get to talking for a minute and then you get froze up, and now you back.
I was asking where is all this hatred?
Right, right.
I asked where all this hatred is.
And I said it was taught to them.
Hmm.
So we're gonna close out because um we're gonna try some different things. Um I've just been shopping around for another streaming platform, even though I think it's on your end and your internet reception. But we will see. So we can close out cuz we want to thank everybody for tuning in. We appreciate y'all.
We will see y'all next Sunday. Hopefully, hopefully, uh, um,
Hopefully the
in your
reception is better. Yeah. All right, y'all. We out. Peace. We out. Peace. Cuz, can you hear me? We closing out. Peace.